Well, tonight looks like it's going to bring yet another foggy night to the area. So fortunately, we just can't shake away the gloomy weather like we saw early this morning when we had that fog developing. We'll kind of see a similar pattern here. That fog will scatter out later in the morning towards the middle of the day, but still early on Monday, especially during the morning commute, watch out for some areas of potentially quarter-mile or even worse visibility, especially in those rural and open areas. So just make sure to slow down, use those low beam headlights, and give yourself a little more room between the cars, and just give yourself a little more time to get to your destination tomorrow morning with the visibility. And however, we'll have temperatures just dipping near or just below freezing overnight. So that does raise a concern for freezing fog, especially to our north into southern Wisconsin. However, I do think the icing impacts are fairly minimal, especially on roadways, just because pavement temperatures are still pretty mild. We've had a few warm days here now under our belt. So looks like any kind of icy spots on roadways may be very limited, if anything at all. Though watch out for those bridges and overpasses, as those, they tend to freeze first. So watch out for that. Otherwise, with the freezing fog, we could actually have what's called rime ice developing. So photographers, maybe be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed early in the morning, because when we have this kind of dense fog with temperatures below freezing, we'll have those water droplets that could freeze right on the trees, and that causes some beautiful formations and kind of landscapes there. So maybe be on the lookout for that early tomorrow morning, right as the sun rises. It'll be definitely interesting to see if we can get that with that fog developing in the morning. We're looking clearer towards the afternoon, still with mostly cloudy skies. May just get a quick peek of sunshine, somewhat similar to what we saw today. Otherwise, we've got one more day in the 40s tomorrow, solid 10 degrees above average, and then we start to cool things down. However, later in the day, though, that cooler air is going to get pushed in by a low pressure system that brings our next round of wet weather. One more for just under the buzzer for 2024. It'll start as rain showers into early Monday evening, and then as that spreads through the area, we're going to see temperatures cooling off, and we'll see a transition to snow through the overnight hours, and you'll see pretty wet snow at times across the area, maybe more mixing the farther south you go. It'll also be just a little bit heavier the farther south you go towards I-88. And then as we head into Tuesday morning, we're seeing that rain-snow mix moving out through the area, and then we're looking nice and dry by the afternoon. So we may have a bit of a slushy start to Tuesday, so maybe seeing just a little accumulation, though impacts are pretty minor here, it looks like, just because with the very wet snow, that'll melt pretty quickly. And then we are dry before midnight, so as you're heading out to any celebrations, plan on drier conditions, but we are starting to cool things off. We're looking at 28 degrees for the midnight temperature with mostly cloudy skies overhead, but even that does change as we're looking at some more sunshine, thankfully, to kick off 2025, but unfortunately, it comes at a little bit of a cost. Highs in the 20s, lows in the teens, if not single digits in the first few days of the new year. And in your most accurate 10-day forecast, it only gets colder from there. We're watching out for a potential round of snow late next weekend, and that system may even draw even cooler temperatures as we head further into the new year, Sam.